I'm back. Sorry about it. I didn't got real quick. No, I had to get off real quick. I had to go to the bathroom. No, I had to go take care of something real quick. It's been a dreary, rainy day here in Ohio. I don't know either, man. I gotta get up every so often, stretch my legs. Hey, hillbilly. Smoking the Peterson 999 Bulldog with some Honda Bookshop, of course. I gotta stretch my legs every so often. So how you guys tonight? Of course, I cleaned this pipe up. I don't know if you can tell, bad lighting. Kind of cleaned it up. It wasn't too hot out there today. I say it's probably about 76 here, so 80. Oh, Stumbo's Num Nums, how is it? Let's see what the weather's going to be for tomorrow here in Ohio. Right now is 68 degrees. And it's supposed to 70% chance of rain tomorrow. So yes, Phil, same here. Same here. Hey, RD. So, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is supposed to be anywhere from 62 to 65. If you haven't tried, yeah, it was strong. I haven't. The strongest tobacco I've tried is Ruska. HH line. So, speaking of strong tobacco, who was it? On John's Live, Saturday, Pipes and I. He says that he gets a little bit lightheaded. You gotta start up slow and work yourself up. That's how I did with the old Joe Crunch Red Label and on the bookshop. So now I can sit there and smoke it all day long. Yeah, that's about average here, Phil. Usually we don't start getting the mild weather till probably about the middle of October, late October. The high weather around here is funny. It's funny. I mean, it's just 1 minute here back in January. 1 minute. Yes, that is nice poker. Hey, Jeremy. Todd. Walk him in the house. I've got about 30 man 40 live here in the high. See, I'm down the southwest lower part. It'll probably gonna take me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to reach Kentucky part. Guys, welcome in. Jeremy, Todd, and RD. Every once in a while, just like back in January, there'll be one day be 70. Next day we might hit 75, and the next thing you know, it drops down to 40s, 50s. That's mild weather to us. 50, 55, that's mild weather here. Now my sister just moved back from Florida. Now she excuse me. Now she's so used to oh yes, well that's good. Jeremy, that is good. Yeah, I agree, Phil. Yeah, hillbilly, that's another thing too. You gotta be careful with the bars. Don't want to get them too hot. They get too hot, you better set that bad boy down for a while. You don't want to run it. I did that with my first briar pipe that I had. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. This has been like 10 years ago. I ran my very first briar about 10 years ago. So now I learned. Once you get that pipe broken in, hillbilly starts forming a cake in it. Now this in here used to get hot. Oh, it's a cherry wood. Oh. Now this in here used to get hot. I mean hot. So I can remember. So I started slow, started forming the cake in it, and now it don't. All day I learned to slow down. I never had any sunburn, never had any of the black locust. The piercing pipes is a love-hate relationship. Because sometimes with most of them, they don't got that whole centered. Yeah, same here, Phil. This is my very first 9mm the garbage man Parker sent me. Of course, I won his other pipe in the golf. So I just had a hankering to smoke this one today. Yeah, if you take your time smoking the pipe, it'll I got a few things coming up, probably this coming week, maybe next week. So yep, that's true, Phil. True. It all depends, you know. I'm gonna, when I get myself ahead, and I should be this coming month up. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, Phil. I mean, I do. I mean, I never tried my hand at it. I've been wanting to. I'm thinking about getting a Dremel. So I'm thinking about getting me one of those hobby blocks, maybe, later on down the road. But right now I'm just trying to get everything squared away. gotta get a few things. I've been looking at a couple futon beds. We'll see how that goes. Might be getting the elbow here soon, but I'll wait. Well, true, Jeremy. I agree with you, Phil. There's futon beds fold into a bed, hillbilly. Cause I used to own several of them. I used to own several of them. Folds into a bed. Alright, got one in particular in mind. So, we'll see. I understand. True, RD. I understand that, Phil. See this one chair, it's a recliner. USB port and everything to it. You've seen the price on that. I like died. Crazy. You can sit in the comfort of your chair and plug your USB port in, cord in, charge your phone, whatever. I'll get you guys up on the big screen so it's easy for my eyes to see the comments. Here, I'll show you the one I've been looking at. Oh. You know that guy that does um speaking of that there, Jeremy, a friend of mine had a brand spanking new one, twin one. And she's gonna give it to me, but she backed out on the word, so you know, he got that My Pillow guy. He got in trouble here a while back because he made a comment, I think, about Trump or somebody, or supporting Trump or something. Yeah, Jeremy. Well, Virginia's smoke hot anyways. Virginia's smoke hot, man. I hate autocorrect. I hate it. I'll punch something in and not pay attention. Not that I already did it. Hit send. I'll go back and say, oh crap. Then I have to resend and apologize because I tell them it's autocorrect. So this is what I used to do. I'll take a blend like Carter Hall or Bird Life Without a Bite. Every time I got it, somebody sent me a newer pipe. Smoke it for about a week. And then I start slowly on the other blends. That's what I used to do. I tell you, Phil's one of the honest guys I know, far as a carver goes. First one, the honest ones. Now this is what I used to do with loose stems. I used to carry a can. I used to have a can of beeswax. Every time this hair got loose, I'm not gonna pull this part because the pole's hot. I know better. But I'll put some little bit of beeswax on the tendon, put it in there, straighten it up. That's set. Yeah, Donnie, I know how, not Donnie, RD, I know how that goes. Oh, if you guys have not checked out Craig from the Tunnel Take, he does got the stickers in, guys. He does got the stickers in. It's YTPC. He's gonna. I don't know how many he's gonna be sending out per se. Donnie, that hillbilly, that's one thing I never did in none of my pipes. I never stuck honey in there. I just filled the bowl up and fired up. Smoking Ronnie. Yeah, I should be getting mine here probably this week, maybe next. Yes. And I've seen a lot of people too, Phil, especially newbies. Especially when the pipe's worn. I've seen guys take these off, the stem off. Never do that. I tell them, don't do it. Because eventually what's going to happen is if you take this from the heated bowl, then eventually over time, this is going to come loose. Eventually. I learned from the hard way. And I've always been taught, everybody's different, but I've always been taught that when you do take the stem off from the stubble, you turn the same way the pipe was been turned in the lathe. You know what I'm saying? So if it's spinning this way, you turn it this way. If it goes around the other way, you turn it the other way. You know which way it's spinning. I'm about done with this bowl, guys. I just might pull out one of my other pipes out. We'll see. Depends on how I feel. Yes, yes, Phil. I know on the gray bows, I think it's either nip at night or walk at night. I can't remember, but they do move loose. Now, what I used to do, Hillbilly, every time this goes down the ice, the pipe cools down, right? You got your ice in there operating. And I learned this from Matches 860 John. I learned this from him. When you break that ice up, take your pipe. I can use this one. Now I shake it while the ice is still in there, right? I'm gonna have stuff on my fingers. Then I dump it out every time. Every time I did it. Every smoke. Exactly, Phil. Because every part of the country is different in humidity and the weather and the climate. Not like in my area now. Between now and I say between now and about March or April, the weather's going to be unpredictable. It's going to be unpredictable. The high here is going to be around about 70 something degrees, and then 65, 62, 64, and then it's going to hit about high 69. Since that bowl's done, I'm going to wait till this cools down before I do anything to it. And that's another thing too, if you guys, I've learned to never clean out a bowl out while it's still warm. Hot or warm, just warm. So I'll give it probably about a 10-minute cool down. Of course, I do got mine on standby. Knock on wood, I never had trouble with mine 7 yet. I got 2 of them. One's in there, another's in the state. I'll show you here in a minute. Of course, you guys Jeremy, where did you get yours at? Here's a 7 Nelly Oscar shape 506 pound. Nice little pipe, nice little 7 Nelly. Hey, next time you get one, Jeremy, go to the pipe nook. Eddie Gray. Yeah, that's shameful. But yeah, this is my little 7 Nelly estate. I got this from Dude Ruska, which he used to be kowtowed to Steve here on YouTube. Nice little pipe. I'm trying to think what I smoked it last. But what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to clean this one up. Exactly, RD, and I agree with you there, Jeremy. So, you got to be careful when you buy pipes off eBay and Amazon, and unless you know that seller's got a high rating. Now, personally, myself, would I ever buy one off eBay? No. No, I wouldn't. That's just my own opinion. Because I know several people bought off them, off eBay, and it's been half and half a good review. Oh, I understand, Phil. Totally understand, brother. You can't go wrong with cob. I only had one cob. It does happen, Phil. Man, don't beat yourself up, man. It happens. I mean, you know, it just... Don't beat yourself up over it. I know I got a real bad self-conscious myself. I mean, RD. Hold on. I'm going to show you two cups that I had. I ain't going to feel like getting back up at the moment. RD, I had a I got 3. Actually, I got 4 corn cobs I have for the last 4 years and still smoke beautifully. Oh, Phil. But no, what I'm saying, I got a real bad conscience. I really do. And, and, cleaned out and up real nice. But I'll tell you something here, guys. You know how on the 7 pipes they put that thing to as the shield? Well, it's over on the side. I could be able to show you, but it's right where my finger is. But RD, I got corn cobs for the last 4 years here. I'll show you one. I had this for the last 4 years, RD, and it still smokes like it's. Of course, the bottom of it's been. Now I tell you what, have you ever? Hey, so RD, I never throw any of my corn cobs away. Have you ever tried any with bamboo shank? Only thing I do, RD, if it gets, even though this one right here has been, smoked more times than Santa Claus got his ho-ho-hos. I always took a paper towel and put it in there and wipe it out, and never had no troubles with it. Keep them around, RD. Because you never know. I gotta take time this week too to sit down and clean all my pipes up, except for one, because one's going to Donnie. Donnie, I will have that pipe sent out to you. Here's a question for some of you. Speak about cleaning pipes up. What do you use to clean them with? As far as the outside, not the inside, but the outside. Then I'll show you what I clean mine with. And trust me, I've been doing this for over several years now. Never had no. You're welcome, Hillbilly. It's just I've been tight with money for the last 2 months, brother. Phil, I haven't got about you, Donnie. It's just I was tight for the last 2 months on money. Uh, I was just not more money than I intend to the last 2 months. What I clean inside of my cobs are this. Every smoke that I do is I just, after it cools down, I clean it out. I run a pipe cleaner through it. I take me a piece of paper towel and I put it down there and just swivel it around. Now, if I start to form a cake, uh, now if I start forming a cake in it, I never use a knife in it. That's what I use, my nail, edge of my nail. I just go around that bowl. But what do you clean outside your pipes with, guys? I'll say what I use. Some people uses oh, there's a fellow, I can't think of his name right off, but he did his pipe here one night and showed what he done to it. This is what I use on mine, guys. Petroleum jelly. And it takes very little. You know what, Phil? My first corn cob I ever got. I caked that sucker up so bad. Caked it. It was so thick in that pipe I couldn't even stick my pinky down in the hole in the bowl. I'd sit there for a half hour, 45 minutes, carefully scraping all that excess cake out of it. But never do a bar like that, guys. If you get that much thickness, of build up cake in your pipe to the point where he can't even stick if you got a nail going down in there, you better be doing it because eventually it's going to crack that pipe. Gingy. Oh, okay. Okay, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, RD. That's a good idea. I'm going to have to get some Vagisil so I can put them on my bars from now on so I don't get yeast infection from now on. But yeah, the more I clean it, the better. Yeah, I've learned that, Phil. Learned that a long time ago. I got some lotion over here. But now I gotta take one day this week, guys. I'm gonna put this one back. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I'm back. Sorry about that, my PS4 just acting goofy. Not gonna give me a time now. My screen does that. I'll show you. Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house. There we go. Yes, sir, Todd. This here is compared to vastly intensive care. This defense recovery body lotion. This is the whole bottle. And let me tell you, don't take much. Phil. Yeah, Todd, it don't take much of it. Now I'm going to do this copy. I'm not going to do my other one because it's pretty good. Do the same thing, Todd. And I just take it and rub her in. I ain't gonna touch that one. Yes, Phil. That's another thing too. I gotta get a door over here. This way. Just because it don't got a door on there, I'm gonna get a door for it. Just keep on rubbing on that stuff in there, Todd. Hey. Have you ever guys heard of the rock band Kiss? Like Gene Simmons and them? I've been on the kick watching these guys. Twas. But yeah, I've been watching them for the last couple of nights. Jeremy, the rock group. Hey, Phil, I know we're so alright. Oh, that's right. But yeah, there's one that kind of dissed him. But towards the end, Gene and Paul got too doggone big-headed. Especially Gene Simmons. Yes, RD, that's what she said. No, it's not the Christmas story. I knew what RD is eating this one on. Trust me. Like I said, on my lives, it's an open discussion. So anything, I'll give you some new ones, some newbies that's never been on this channel, especially my lives. Be be ready for it. Be prepared, because you never know what's going to be said or done. Yeah, now they're at their end of the road tour. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. Yeah. I gotta watch my eyes, y'all. I'm already half blind to my left. Seriously. But yep. It's sitting over here. I tell you what, guys, this is a good combination right here. Lotion, and I'm going to let you guys run with this. You got the lotion and the Vaseline. Yes, Phil. United we stand, divided we fall. Well, RD, it's wherever your mind floats. Mm. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. If I keep going the way I'm going, I'm gonna become a nun or a priest. One of the two. One of the two. And besides Jeremy, I've never heard that in a long time. Dag, hillbilly, everybody's been getting smoking Christmas cheer here lately. See who else has got it. Somebody else has been smoking it. I forget who it was. Yeah, you gotta watch out lotion too, because you want to keep the calluses on your hands. I really don't like RD. It's a McCollins blend. Exactly, Phil. Exactly. RD. No, RD. It's been years. Yeah. Oh, okay, Hillboy. RD, you want to explain this one? Since you started it, do you want to explain the field what it is? In other words, that in the abbreviation of that field, that's what she said. It's just abbreviated. Hey, RD, now Phil's got it. Hey, RD, that's what she said. Man, YouTube is burning up tonight. Plain old Chuck made a video, and Nelly from NC Piper, she made a video, and see who else made a video tonight. Hey Phil, don't feel bad. There's some that I had to do. There's some of that stuff I had to look up myself. Just don't feel bad. And some of these young kids, these youngins anymore, they'll abbreviate everything. I'm thinking, what the? I have to get on Google and Google it. Everybody. Chili dogging? I gotta figure out what this is. Hold on, Jeremy. Oh. Jeremy. Yeah, basically that's what it's saying here. What the heck? In other words, leave for lubrication. Good night. No, RD, I'm not brainwashed. Not yet. Good Lord. He sure did. He took it to the whole new level. Way up there. Exactly. Whew. Is there anything else we ought to know there, Jeremy? For real? Good Lord. Good thing I ain't. Exactly, Phil. Okay, here we go, y'all. One man, one jar. Here we go. And as far as Jeremy and what Jeremy told you, he's telling the truth. So I looked it up. What in the world is this world come to? For real. Why would anybody do something like that? Why? That takes you to the whole new level of giving yourself turning your new butthole. Yeah. True, Jeremy. True. Yeah, Phil. I feel that day's gonna come to me one of these days. Yeah. I ain't gonna be, when I do, I ain't gonna be sitting for a while. They might have to stitch me up. Good Lord, now I'm gonna be thinking about this for the rest of the night. Yeah. Too much free time. You sit there, start getting bored, so you start looking stuff up. My goodness, let's see what else we can look up. Yes, Phil. I even looked it up myself. Yes, Phil. Mm. Uh-huh. RD. I'll be looking from now on. Yeah. Every time I sit down, I'm gonna be before I sit down, I'm gonna be thinking about that daggone jar. Yes, sir. I don't want that up my big ass. No. Oh, I'm not. It's sitting right behind me. Way behind me. Same here, RD. Same here. Trust me. Exactly. Exactly, Phil. Oh, I'm not going to, are they? I did that one day. I misplaced my fireball somewhere one day, and I was like, where in the heck did I put it? Took me about 2 days to find it. Of course, I had a head. Exactly, Phil. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, RD. Nobody sits down until I find my fireball. As soon as I find my fireball, then you can sit down. Matter of fact, I'm ready to pick a bottle up here probably this week or next. Or maybe the week after. Big old bottle. Phil, I ain't gonna. I always check my main phone, guys, because with my brother, he ain't doing too good. And so I'm just waiting on that one. I'm looking for something. Cigars. This is I'm gonna smoke this one here, guys. This is a Diesel Wicked. Oh no, are they? I'll show you guys this one. Oh, I understand that, RD. No, RD. Daggone. RD. I understand that, Phil. This here is a Diesel Wicked. Huh. There's the wrapper. Oh, Phil. Now I gotta find my lighter. Uh-oh. This ain't good. Oh well, I'll use my regular. Oh. Exactly, Phil. Oh, fudge. There we go. Yes, Phil. This is the Diesel Wicked. I'll be like, what's the name of that movie? It's the two dudes, I can't think of their names, but I've seen it 1,000 times. The two dudes sitting in the car smoking the weed, coughing. That reminds me of a friend, Phil. He was in the Marines. This is back in the 90s. Some of the stories he told. Yeah. That's it, Jeremy. That's the one. Yes, sir. Yeah. Very long. But there's certain things he could tell, though. I mean, he couldn't sit there and go into no details of, as far as being in the Marines, he just couldn't go into no great detail of certain things. Mm-hmm. And and I told him, I said, man, I totally understand. I said, I have a brother that I said he served, and I said, there's a lot of things he couldn't talk about. The only thing he said, yeah, I've been there, and that was like the end of the conversation. Just like, you know, no more, no less. Then seen this old boy one day where I used to live in Greenfield. And of course I have friends that served in the military. I have some Marines, some served in the Air Force. You know, I have some served in the Army, you know, the Navy and all. Yeah, that's the same with my brother. He got bigger than me all of a sudden. He's like where everything go, you know. And well, this old boy, I was down at McDonald's one day. And of course, a bunch of us guys always hung out every night. We used to get there about 6:30 in the evening. This is summertime. Seen this one old boy come up. He was in his uniform. Standing there, and I was talking to a couple of my buddies. Got to looking. I said, boys, I said, there's something ain't right about that uniform. Something's off. I said, I can't tell from here, but I said, I know something's off. So I was back in a minute. Because my brother showed me his uniform, and he just supposed to be in the Army. Well, my brother showed me, and a friend of mine showed me their uniforms and the way it's supposed to be set up. You know, how the property is set up. And you can tell really whether they've been in the Army or not. So, exactly, Phil. So I walked in, and I told myself, I'm going to mess with him. And they said, well, be careful, just in case he really is in there. I said, oh, I will. Walked in. There's two things I noticed. One, the way the flag was sitting on his shoulder pad, you know, the American flag patch, wasn't right. Something wrong. Oh, Jeremy. Yeah, I got a friend of mine's like that, Jeremy. She's got PTSD. Bad. Well, the first thing I noticed, the patch was on wrong. And number two, didn't have no last name on his, you know, on his uniform. Last name. So he was up there getting a big discount. You know. So alright, RD, be careful, be safe, be well. I'll catch you tomorrow, brother. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. I'm glad you enjoyed life. So I wait till he got done when I got his food. Oh, okay, Jeremy. I got you now. So I wait till he got his food. I let him sit down. Let him start eating. I went up to him. I started talking to him. I said, hey, man, how you doing? I said, you in the army? And he said, oh, yeah, I'm in the army. Well, I knew a couple places where you can go. And I said, oh. I said, well, where did you go basic training now? Well, he didn't say Fort Bragg. Oh, he said somewhere else. I said, oh, okay. So he says, well, I'm doing the sniper, I'm this, I've done that, I've done this, the biggest BS you can hear. Then he started bragging. And, oh, Phil. Yeah, and also, I think my brother's been diagnosed with that too. But he won't admit it. But, yeah. I said, okay, what's your MOS? He says, say what? I said, what's your MOS? Couldn't tell me what his MOS was. I said, do you know what a DD 214 form is? I'm starting asking these questions. He says, what you say? I said, what's a DD 214 form? I said, what is it? Do you know what it is? He says, no, I don't. I said, you're sitting there telling me you don't know what your MOS says. You know what a DD 214 form is. No. And I said, you're in the Army, right? He says, yeah, I'm in the Army. I said, no, you're not. No, you're not. The reason why I'm reading the comments here because it's not really popping up on the Jeremy. I never gave out a thought. Now my sister, now she served in the military. Now on her ID she says military, and she's got a military ID, and she can prove she's in the military. Now Jeremy. Now, explain to me what that is. I never heard of that abbreviation of that word before. There's some things I know about the military specs, but there's a lot of it I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, Jeremy, I got you now. understand that, Phil. Well, on her regular ID card. Like, your, well, I'll cover this much up. Like your regular ID card like this, she's got military on her regular ID. Okay. Gotcha now. Now, a buddy of mine, now, he carries his around all the time. You know, far as just in case somebody ain't believing him, he'll pull it out and say, well, yeah, here. Okay, Phil. You know, he'll say, I was in the Marines. No, you wasn't. He says, well, hold on. He'll pull it out and pull his cards out and say, here, take a look. If you don't believe me, here. Yeah. He'll pull out like two or three of his cards out and say, here, take a look. If you don't believe me. And I know he served. He's a good friend of mine. But he don't go down. You know what they told my sister? Because she refuses VA services. They told her, you ain't military. She says, yes, I am, man. She pulled everything out and proved it. She was military. Just because she doesn't use the VA services, that doesn't mean. I said, and I need to look, I said, I got 2 or 3 friends that refuses to use the VA services. Because the way they are. Sad. Buddy of mine I was telling you about that served in the Marines, and he refuses it. He says they don't know what they're doing down there. They'll give you the wrong medications. Oh, I understand that, Phil. Hey, since we're on this subject, look up. He's a he's on YouTube, guys. Don Shipley. Have you guys ever heard of Don Shipley? Oh, I understand that, German. I understand that where I live, the main one's down Chillicothe, the main VA, the VA. I've been down there with a buddy of mine before. He wanted me to ride with him down there because he didn't want to go down there by himself. It's like 35 miles. And it's clear to learn South Chillicothe. I've been down to this one, and them guys down there. I got a friend of mine, she works down there. Oh, okay, Phil. Now, I got a friend of mine, his wife. Let me get this right. Yes, sir. He was the Navy SEALs. Bud class. Yeah. He goes out with these guys. And somehow he can access to everything they know, and they're not even, and half of these guys are not even lined up. Except for one. Except for one. She is, yes, I watch him all the time. I like him. She is a surgery technician at the Chillicothe VA Medical Center. And yes, she's a real good friend of mine. I'll see what she looks like. Yes, Stolen Valor. Guys, I ain't gonna mention her name, but she's a real good friend of mine. She works for the VA. She's a surgery technician. And also, he helps veterans out. He lets them come out and hunt, fish, everything on his place. About every year. Well, I understand that, Hillbilly. Exactly. Just like my brother. I tell him, man, go down to VA, man. Come on. Go down and use it. You're a veteran. Come on. But he's like Hillbilly. He won't use it until the time comes. My brother's a veteran. They messed with his insurance. They took a big part of his disability rate from him. This, not, and the other guys. And to me, the way I look at it, they just give him a swift kick in the ass for it. Say, screw you. But I understand, Phil. I ain't gonna be on too much longer myself, brother. Yeah, the government basically screwed my brother over. And in other words, they just kicked him in the swift kick in the ass and, you know what I'm saying? There's some places throughout World War II, Korean War, the Vietnam War. There's some of these places that we should never stuck our nose into. Oh, Jeremy, doesn't make my teeth hurt. The only reason why our buddy won't use this one, now this one down here, because it ain't the nurses or whatever, it's what they he got in what they prescribed him and was messing him up, and he tells him, hey, you gave me the wrong meds. He went down there and argued with them. Well, when he got done arguing with them, they was going to probably put him in 1A. They was probably put him in 1A. He says, Jeff, I was that close of going in. I was like, God, man. He says, next time I go, I want you to go with me. He says, well, I said, why? And he says, well, So I need somebody to ride with me. Okay. Then when we get down there, he didn't tell me. Oh wow, Phil, man, I hate to hear that. My dad used to tell me some stories of some of them that came back like, they went completely out of it. They couldn't handle it. Some people, man, and just like, we got homeless veterans out here. You guys are vets. I come from them. You guys are military. I come from a military family. And what burns me the most, we got homeless vets here. We got people that are military here that needs help. But yeah, you're sending all this money and all this money and everything else overseas. And we got people here that served our country. God, Jeremy. Hate to hear that, brother. Oh, wow, Phil. I tell you, it hits home. It really hits home. Here's something. A friend of mine I used to work with. He was military. And I forget what branch he served in. It's been, good Lord, probably about 10, 15 years ago. He was an old gentleman. And he used to go across the street to the VFW. Then he'll come over and have a cup of coffee. Well, he passes away. And this and everything hurts me and burns my hind down. Well, the night before, they had the visitation, Honor Guard was there, and everything. Well, his sister's husband, I used to work with him down McDonald's on maintenance, and he was also a veteran. And I told myself, I'll be here tomorrow since I get off work. I said, I'll request early off. I'll be here. It's alright. We appreciate that. Next day, he had his funeral. Hardly anybody ever showed up. Nobody. The only one was there who was really his sister. Oh, okay, I understand. Oh, okay, Phil. Wow. So after the funeral, when I paid my respects, buried to walk out. Well, the funeral director, me and him are buddies. We're like this, as friends, close. And he says, he come out and he says, "Hey Jeff." I said, "Yeah." He says, "You got time?" I said, kind of looked at him kind of funny. I said, "Yeah, Heath." I said, "What's up?" Heck, I didn't know what was going on. He says, "Can you do me a big favor?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "What's up?" "Oh, wow, Phil." He says, "Can you help?" He says, "Let me just step out here for a minute." He says, "The family's still in there." So he got me to the side and he says, "Hey," he says, "can you help me carry the casket out? And then get to the cemetery. Can you help carry the casket to the final resting place?" And I remind you, this gentleman was military. He had a draped flag on his coffin. He's a veteran. And he says, and he says, "You know the rules about that flag, right?" I said, "Yes, sir." And I said, "That flag ain't gonna drop." I said, "I'll make sure of that." I didn't hesitate to jump in there. What is wrong with people today? What's wrong with people? Come on. I was so upset. Not because carrying this casket. What I was upset about, where was the family? Where was his kids, grandkids? Where was their kids, grandkids? Can come and help carry. A couple days later, I was down. McDonald's just got off work. Well, she came in, sister, and him came in, and I just got me something to eat. They were sitting there, just got me something to eat. She hollered, she says, "Hey Jeff," says, "You got a minute?" I said, "Well, yeah, I got all the time." "Where? Why?" I said, "I just got off work." I said, "He talked to me about something." She says, "Yeah." I said, "Well, do you mind if I sit down with you guys?" And she says, "Well, yeah, come over here and slam." She says, "I want to thank you for doing what you did here the other day." Told God about how so much going through my brain. I said, "What'd I do?" She says, "Well," she said, "I want to thank you for carrying my brother's casket." I said, "Hey," I said, "you don't have to thank me." I said, "I did it. I respect one." And I said, "He was a veteran." And I said, "I will carry a casket for a veteran faster than I would my own friends." She says, you would? I said, oh yeah. And then I found out that her husband was sitting right, she was facing me like I'm facing the camera. But he was sitting right over here in the chair because he just had a stroke. And I come to find out he served in the Korean War. That's how I knew he was a veteran. But he says, yep, he said, I served in the Korean War, and that's as far as it went. Yeah, I understand their feel. So some people would, you know, offer to help you. When I got out of the hospital, man, I thought I was gonna. They just want to do. I wasn't to be better than nothing. I'm not no better than nothing. But I was that way too, Phil. Yes, sir, Hillbilly. That's the least I could do for him, Hillbilly. They served this country. I'll have no problems carrying. That's the way I look at it. They carried my freedom. Now it's my turn. My turn. Oh yeah, Phil. Sure, yeah. I had an older gentleman that served in, I think it was Vietnam. And we got talking, you know, I tell him I was from a military family, you know, that my brother served, my uncle served, and I said my uncle, he served in World War II, and no, my great uncle, I take that back, served World War II. I said my brother, he served during 88. Let me think, my brother served from 1980 to 84. And then that's when he started to open up. Now I said, I've always liked history. I said, anything on history of the wars, you know, because I said, here's the thing. I said, people here from the States doesn't know what it's like because they're not on over there. You know what I'm saying? They're not on the front lines. They're not over there in the bunkers. They're not in the trenches. They're not in the ditches, you know. Phil, that is the best, great thing anybody ever seen anybody do. Yeah, it's just that's great, man. Because any vet out here deserves something. Deserves something. Because the way I look at it, they don't get enough recognition for the service they've done. I don't care if you got deployed overseas or you're here on homeland. I don't care if there's an active war going on or they're just here ready for the war. Exactly, Phil. Exactly. You served, you served. Did your time, paid your dues. They need the recognition. But the United States military doesn't get enough recognition, especially, guys, and it's like this guy, he started opening up to me. But I let him tell it. I never asked questions. Because you start asking 50 million, 1,000 questions, they're going to get to the point to where they're going to get aggravated and uptight about it, where, they don't want to talk about it. But he opened up to me, and he said, and he even told me, he says, we should never went to that war in Vietnam. He says, we should have stayed out of it. Oh, I understand their feel. He says, you know how many people, men and women there? He says, there's over 50. He said, I could tell you the number. He says, there's like 58,000 some odd men and women never came home. Never came home from that war. He says, when we got back home, he says nobody greeted us. Nobody didn't say hi, bye, kiss my ass, whatever. He says it felt like that the United States turned their back on us because we went over. He says it wasn't our fault. He says we had to do what we was told. To go over. I just shook my head. Sad situation. He says, have you ever heard of shell shock? I said, yes, I've heard of it. Yeah, Jeremy, I agree with you, Jeremy. I agree with you. Just like my brother, man. My brother don't talk about it. He really don't. He don't bring it up. He don't talk about it. He'll say either I've been there or I served. And it's like, that's it. Don't ask me no more. Let me see how much. I'm just watching the battery life, guys. He still got a good battery. Alright, guys. I just got an email from tobaccopipes.com. Cornell, and they just got it. Cornell deals small batch made from the Carolinas from beyond. From beyond. Small batches came out. Oh, cool, Phil. That's real nice. Good old Uncle Sam. You'd be surprised how many people have served. A lot of people that served this country during, I say, from the people that I know. And there's very few of them left that I know that served in the Korean War, Vietnam War. And I know there's like a few little wars in between that and Desert Storm. So forth and so on. I got a buddy of mine just did 20 years in there, and he finally got out of it. I got another friend of mine, he's in the Air Force, he's trying to push 25, and he says after that he's retiring, he's getting out of it. Right now he's overseas. I talk to him every now and then, but where he's at right now, he can't talk much. But he's up in the ranks, though. Up in the ranks. I mean, he's up there somewhere. I forget where I am. You know, yep. I've dealt. I had one friend served come back, he went totally out of it. I understand that one. Now, where I used to live, this guy that served in Vietnam, and he was telling me one day, he says, because there's going to have fireworks, and he asked me, he says, Jeff, says, you ever heard of shell shock? And I said, yeah, I've heard of it. And I says, where guys been over there and they been too close, whatever, and they get what's called shell shock. He says, well, that's the same thing with fireworks. He said, I can't watch them. He says, every time I hear that start to go off and hear that, he says, I'm thinking I'm getting bombed. He said, I just can't do it. I said, I totally understand that. I said, I totally understand that. I said, I respect that. You know, you got to. Sometimes it's sad though, I mean. Then I know another guy that he served. He served in the 80s. And I think he did like 5 or 6 years. And he's totally, I wouldn't say he's AWOL, but I don't worry his mind's out. Sometimes he's okay, and other times he talks off the wall. Sometimes he'll sit there and tells me he belongs to the secret society. Yeah. Yeah, in the last couple of years here, Phil, it bothers me. It's because I've been, well, the reason why behind mine is because, I'll tell you the reason why. But I'll be right back and I'll tell you. I agree with you, Phil. I had to get a cup of coffee. Now let me move my phone out of the road. Yeah, that's what. I agree with you, Phil. You know, that's what kind of makes me upset. Is that guys serve this country, give everything everybody had. For the government, this government we got now, just throw everything that everybody fought for out the window. Out the window. Crazy. And then, yeah. But the reason why fireworks bothers me is I was staying on a friend's place. He's got a big property. He's got 2 of them. Well, exactly. And this is what ticks me off too. If he's supposed to pull all the men and women out last. Make sure you get all the military equipment out of there. Then bring the men and women home. Say vice versa. I had a friend, he got out of it before it got worse. He served in Iraq and Afghanistan. He got out of it. Oh, sorry, Phil. I didn't mean to give you nightmares. Yeah, it's just like my brother's same way, Phil. He used to be so bad when he came home that he physically beat his not his ex-wife, but give me a second here. I am thinking of something. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. He was so bad that he was having nightmares, and then he sat there. He used to beat the crap out of his wife. Yeah. Because he just totally loses it. Came home. Well, story behind that was his first ex-wife, his name's Tina. She came over. My mom died. So I can remember this like it was yesterday. Came over. I say back in this time back in '87, '86, '87. Cause I was probably about between 6 and 8. Exactly, Phil. Exactly. And she came over to the house one day. Daryl was somewhere. My brother Daryl was somewhere. And no, he was actually there, I think. Well, my mom was in the kitchen. She came in there, and my mom had to look at her. Man, I guess she had bruises over her face and arms and everything. My mom looked at her and said, "What happened to you?" "Oh, I fell." My mom says, "BS." You rarely ever hear my mom ever cuss. And she says, "BS." And I heard it. And I was like, uh-oh. Something must be up, because I never hardly ever hear my mom ever cuss. Unless she's mad about something. Or something upset her. Uh-oh. Well, I got the whiff of it. And Mom asked her, "Hey, no, tell me the truth." She, "Well, Daryl's been beating on me, but she always called my dad died." Now, I ain't gonna say nothing to him. Well, I just have him walking through, and my mom said, "Now, Jeff, now you go outside and play now. This is adult talk." That's how our parents used to be. If it was adult talk, us kids went outside. Play with neighbor kids, go do something. Well, they left. My dad just happened to walk through the door, and I was having to come through the back. My dad came through the front, and I was coming through the back. And I had to go to the bathroom. Well, when he walked through the back door, he got to walk clear up towards the front door to get to the bathroom. Well, that's where I was heading. Mom says, "Jeff, where are you going?" I said, "I got to go to the bathroom." I said, "I can't hold it." Well, so happens I just happened to come out the bathroom at the wrong time, at the wrong place. I did. I didn't get no trouble or anything like that. I just came out at the wrong time because Dad was hot. Dad was mad. Dad, I can remember my dad had a cup of coffee in his hands, and he had my dad, every time my dad drank coffee, he always used these plastic coffee cups, the older type, plastic coffee cups. Well, he had a half cup. He just happened to have half a cup of coffee in his hands. Well, when I heard Mom tell him, why Daryl died. And just by luck, when Dad threw that coffee, this how my dad was. And if it would have hit me, I know my dad didn't mean to do it. If he did. But it came this close. When he flung that coffee, he had still the coffee cup, just like, like he poured out. Came this close to hitting me. Yes, sir, Phil. And I just like, I stopped right then and there. Because I seen the coffee coming out. It was hot. It's still hot. And I remember my dad told my mom, he says, you get him on the phone and you tell him get a. Now, Colonel, my dad's name is Colonel. Now, Colonel, now, you don't need. Oh, I understand here, Billy. She says, now, Colonel, now, you don't need to be getting all huffy and puffy. Well, Tina didn't weigh probably no 100 pounds, maybe 115 pounds soaking wet. I mean, her arms on her probably wasn't probably that big around. Well, anyways, he says, no, he says, I want them here at the house. Both of them. So Mom got on the phone, Mom called him up, told him, Dad want to see, he just got in the house, he want to see. But Dad told her, don't tell him the reason why. So, come over to the house. Well, see, this is where Daryl was having his nightmares, he was having flashbacks. Real bad. Real bad. That's the reason why he was beating on her. I found out years later why. Well, they came to the house. This when Nicole was born. And I say Nicole probably about maybe a couple months old. She wasn't very old. And so they came in. Dad was talking to both of them. At the same time, Dad was looking at Tina. So Dad gets up, walks in the kitchen. He says, hey, and he kind of says, hey, Tina, bring that baby here for a minute. So I really don't feel like walking Kurt back in here and I have to come back in here to the kitchen. Just bring that baby in here for a minute. Now, I was sitting right there hearing everything. Well, I went in the kitchen. Give me something to drink. And I can over here Dad. Dad wasn't paying attention to me. Neither was Mom. Dad kind of looks at her and says, how did you get these bruises? Well, I kind of felt. Dad says, BS. He says, you better confess. She kind of dropped her head, and then that's when it dawned on her. She knew that Mom said something bad about it. She says, you know, don't you? Yeah. Yes, I know. He says, tell you what. He says, and I was walking right past there, and the only thing I heard Dad say was, you got there, I sat with Margaret on that back porch. And I heard Mom tell Dad, don't do nothing stupid. He said, oh, I'm not going to. But Dad lied. So I went in there and sat down. And I was watching TV. Of course, I just had my leg broke. Just got out of the cast and everything. And my leg was still healing up, and Dad noted. And I was sitting there watching TV. And Dad knew I was still having trouble with my leg. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't that old. So Dad knew I was still having trouble with my leg. And he says, "Hey, Jeff," he says, "Can you, do me a favor?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Can you go outside for a little bit?" He says, "I know you still have problems with your leg." He says, "Why don't you just go on outside for a little bit and maybe play with your friends and stuff, neighbor kids." Of course, I could play with neighbor kids anyways. I mean, they knew where I was at. I wasn't that far from the house anyways. They knew where I was at and everything. So I always told them. But I was out in the backyard. Next thing I can remember was my mama yelling, screaming. And next thing I know was she came back. She went in for something, but next thing I know, I heard my mom yelling and screaming. And she came back to the back door and she told Tina, she says, she says, "I don't think I hear my mom telling Tina was, don't you dare come through the house, don't you dare go around from that baby." She heard me. She says, "Jeff," says, "where's your sister?" Because my sister at the time was 6 years older than I was. I said, "She's over here talking to my neighbor." Well, at that time, my neighbor, she was pregnant. She says, "Get your sister over here now," and she says, "have her help Tina with the baby." She says, so I did. She says, "Your dad's into it with your brother." I'm thinking, oh no. I didn't know how bad it was. I really didn't at the moment. Well, apparently it started in the front room and escalated to a fist fight. Alright, Phil, brother. You be careful, you be safe, you be well. I'm glad you hung out as long as you did, brother. I hope you get some sleep. Alright, Jeremy, you be safe, you be well. You guys, thank you for your time, thank you for your service, thank you for the opportunity coming in. But then I heard him out front. Oh crap. Here we go. And it sounded like I heard a few other neighbors out front. And I'm thinking, oh, what in the world? So I was a typical kid went around front. Yeah. So went out front, sure enough, they was into it. It was like a knockdown, drag out brawl. And a lot of people know my dad. And they know not to be around him when he's fighting. But I didn't know the reason. But I knew he was mad because of what he did to Tina. Daryl did. But I didn't know the reason why behind the fight. Till years later. Till I got older. But once that's, well, he says, I just put it to him. He says and so I mean, And then after that happened, it took the guy that my dad hung around with to pull him off. And then he told my mom, I'm going to take him somewhere, get him cooled down for a while. I'll probably have him a couple hours. So after that happened, I say Dad was going for like 3 or 4 hours. I mean, he beat him to the point to where, I mean, he didn't beat him unconscious, but he beat him enough to where let him know, hey, you don't do that to a woman. You know, you don't do that. So Dad just years later, and after that happened, they got him out of there. Then I say after Tika was born, he was good for the longest time after that. He didn't beat on or nothing like that. But after Tika was born, but after that, it's just like it. And then he got back into the routine again, and she just finally up and left him. She upped and left him. I mean, so I just don't. I got him here, Billy. Hey, 187 Corp, I don't think that's any of your business. So if I were you, this would be the wrong live stream to be on. I don't think that's any of your concern. I don't throw my personal business out there with anybody, so I don't think that you don't need to know anything. So, you're on the wrong one. You can go troll somebody else if you want to, but you're on the wrong channel. So if I were you, no? I don't threaten nobody. I don't threaten nobody. You're just on the wrong channel. Have a good day. Bye. See ya. I said bye. Where did you get your education at? Because I'm not going to scoop down nobody's level. I won't scoop down nobody's level of ignorance. Bye. See ya. You didn't hurt my feelings none. People don't have no standards or morals in life anymore. They think they have to be all big and bad and be all racial about everybody. Must not have a life. So they don't got nothing better to do, get on other people's live streams and troll everybody. Doesn't bother me none. They think they're all big and all that. They have used capital letters or something. They must not be able to see anything. I don't scoop myself to somebody's level like that. I'm sorry. I don't care who it is. I'm not going to scoop down. Hey, 187 Court, I'm going to give you one more time to leave. Ignorance. Totally ignorance. Totally ignorance. What's your disability? Where are you from? What do you do for a living? Well, it takes one to know one, don't it? Let's see here. Let me look you up. Takes one to know one, don't it? Probably sitting in Mommy and Daddy's basement. Don't got nothing else better to do. I'm white. I ain't black. You don't know me. How you know me? How you know me? You don't know me. People like you probably sitting in mommy and daddy's basement every night, living off mommy and daddy every night. Like I said, I'm not going to lower my intelligence down to your level, bud. So you just might as well just roll on somewhere and do something. But that's still a nice gesture when you're sitting there talking about yourself like that, man. Real nice. You want to talk about anything about yourself? We got all night. Yeah. My mom ain't even around, dude. My mom's been gone for the last 26 years. My mom's dead. My mom's dead, dude. So you might as well just go ahead and roll on somewhere else. Find somebody else to mess with, man.